Let me be very honest with you for a second. If you ever had an idea and thought this would actually be insane if it actually existed, but then you'll be like, I can't build it because coding is too overwhelming for me, or coding is too complicated and confusing for me, and it's just not my thing. If that is the case, you're exactly where you need to be because this video is exactly for you. This course is built for people who think in ideas, not just syntax or logics. You don't need a coding background or technical background at all. You don't need to memorize commands or syntax. You don't need to understand the frameworks or complicated logic. What you need is a clear picture of what you want to build. And I'm going to help you turn that picture into something very real. Lovable is a vibe coding tool which works differently from other traditional development tools. Like instead of typing code line by line, you communicate what you want to build. You explain what you want and how it should behave and what the final result should look like. That is it. Once you understand how to think this way, building apps stops feeling hard and starts feeling natural and very, very easy. It would be like a cakewalk for you guys. In this course, I'm not rushing anything at all. I'll be starting from the very basics, like the absolute basics. And I'll be like, I'll teach you what vibe coding actually means. I'll tell you what Lovable is, how to work with it, how to communicate your thoughts with it, and how to prompt in Lovable, and how to avoid some common mistakes which can deplete your credits. So I'll walk you through how to properly express your ideas, how to guide Lovable step by step, and how to build things cleanly instead of ending up with messy results. You'll see how small changes in how you explain something can completely change the output you get. Yes, my goal here is very simple. By the time you finish this video, you should feel confident building apps in Lovable, like it should be like a cakewalk for you guys. Actually knowing what you're doing and why it works, you should be knowing all that. And so if you're serious about building apps like AI SaaS, tools or products without getting stuck in technical complexity, stay with me till the very end. Follow the process. Everything in this video is placed in specific order for a reason. Trust the flow, give this your full attention, and I promise you things are going to click. All right, let's get into the vibe coding mindset and let's dive right in. Lovable AI, full beginner codes and no coding. So phase one is simple, the vibe coding mindset and the basics. Before you touch the keyboard, you need to change how you think about building software. This is vibe coding. All right, so most of you might not know what vibe coding is. Actually, vibe coding is not a formal term. It's internet slang. Vibe coding is basically you communicate your thoughts. That is it. You don't type any codes. You express what you want to build, and any software, any vibe coding tool will build it for you. It can be anything, not only web apps. You can also build mobile apps. You can also build websites. You can also build automations using vibe coding. So you direct the vibe, you don't type code. You are not a programmer, you are a director. You describe the vibe and the logic in very plain English and very plain and simple language. And Lovable handles the heavy lifting for you. So the brick by brick rule is simple. Don't try to summon a whole city at once. Build the foundation, test it, then add a room. In Lovable, you don't type entire very lengthy prompt and tell how it should be, what are the databases you need to use, what are the AI tools you need to use. Every single thing you don't have to mention in one single prompt. That is the foundation prompt. You don't have to mention that because it would end up with very messy results and lot of errors. You need to build it brick by brick. That is step by step. You need to set up the foundation first, and then you need to add features by feature by feature, and then you need to make some changes, etc. The eyes of the AI. Lovable is a visual learner. If you can show it a screenshot of what you want, it will perform 10x better than if you just describe it. So let's say you see some beautiful website and you want to build a website exactly like that or similar to that at least. You take a screenshot of that website and show it to Lovable so that Lovable can reference it and it can make a replica of it. All right, and will perform 10x better this way. And also, you will be like, okay, where to find the design inspiration, where to find the UI style. I will be giving you each and every single resource, what I use personally to you guys. And by the end of the video, you'll be knowing all the resources, how to work with Lovable, and how to build real apps with Lovable, etc. So when to use Lovable actually and when to walk away. You can use it for MVPs, like for simple prototypes and SaaS prototypes and sleek portfolios. If you're a designer, or if you're a graphic designer, a UI designer, or a video editor, Using this Lovable tool, you can make some great portfolios and you can present it to your clients or potential leads. That way, it can increase your chances of getting higher payments and getting fame, right? And when not use Lovable, because you can't use Lovable for each and every single SaaS products out there. There are some restrictions as well because healthcare system, patient records, medical data, prescription, these are some very crucial and very sensitive data. You can't use it in using Lovable because it can't handle all those because it really needs developer by at this point of time, right? You can build a basic prototype though, but at the same time, you can't make it completely AI SaaS because it involves sensitive data. And in some countries, there are also legal laws so that you can't use it, right? And financial system like banking, payments, trading, wallet, you need to avoid Lovable. You need to avoid using Lovable for these kind of products. All right, because Lovable is not very good at that point of time, and the legal laws and stuff like that you need to deal with. So stick with prototypes or stick with something very simple for AI prototypes and making MVPs, AI tools just for your productivity. Or you can also build AI SaaS, but avoid healthcare as well as financial systems. That is what I would like to say, you guys. And then the art of perfect prompt. Most people waste 50 credits in the first hour because they wing it. They just waste it. Use the foundation prompt strategy used by the professionals. So, what foundation prompt is? You don't give a lengthy prompt at the start, you give it step by step. So, what you need to do is you need to give the prompt starts from here. You need to build a type of app. You need to give a name of the app, what it does, like the core purpose of it. Instead, one clear sentence defining the primary problem this app solves. What is this app for? Who is this app for? What problem it solves? Tell that. And then key features. At least 3 to 5 features should be mentioned here. At least three, minimum three. All right. Minimum three. Key feature, feature one, feature two, feature three. And then keep it as simple as possible so that Lovable will be able to understand it clearly. It will be able to comprehend it neatly. All right. This is the key features. All right. Firstly, your build this, your app name and what it does, the core problem it solves, and then the features, and then come into the design style. Because Lovable is a visual learner, it will perform 10x better if you give some visual inspiration to make a replica of it. It will do better. It will do way better. So style reference, you can attach a screenshot. Like if you see a beautiful website, take a screenshot of it and then be like, make exactly like this. And then aesthetic, minimal, modern, and high motion animate. This can be anything. It depends on the niche of what you're building. And then color palette, you can primary and secondary, you can give a color palette exactly so that it will know what color to use and it won't hallucinate. And typography, if possible, you could mention typography as well, what font you need to use, and the headings, UI, code, data, mono, accents, etc. You can mention that as well so that it will give better results to you guys. And then coming to the technical requirement, it should be fully responsive on mobiles, on laptops, on tablets, in all the devices. It should be completely responsive. Whatever app we make is not just for laptop, right? Even people using mobile phone should be able to use that particular app or web app or any website. And you can also mention that we have a database. If you are making a web app or a mobile application, you can also mention that we'll have a database to store information. All right. And then interaction, you can specify a specific animation like hover states or transition logic. You can mention that. And now you tell all this. Now, what is the priority? Priority task phase one. Objective is to replicate the UI from the reference, that is the screenshot, and design with 100% fidelity. And then apply the specified color hex codes and typography, ensure all layout proportion match the preference reference style, and implement basic responsive breakpoints. And that is it. That is the foundation prompt. You just have to make changes in these kind of brackets. There's a bracket, change it. There's a bracket, change it. So whatever you want to build, take out the bracket. Inside the bracket, just fill in your information. I mean, remove the bracket and then fill in your information. And your prompt is done. That is it. That is the foundation prompt. Your first step is to create a UI of it and then make it functional. First create a UI, then make it functional, then add more features, then add a database, then add a cloud storage, then add cloud Lovable AI. I'll be teaching you how to build it step by step. And then the refactoring debugger prompt. After 10 to 15 changes, the code gets messy. Use this to keep your app from breaking. Review my current code base and tell me which files are getting too big, which components should be split up for better performance. What is the best order to refactor these things to keep the app stable? Okay, there's something called a chat mode on Lovable. You can use this chat mode and ask this codes and you can implement that plan. I'll show you guys every single thing. And then phase 3 is efficient building. Lovable makes a lot of mistakes. Even though you tell, it will make a lot of mistakes. It will make a lot of errors. There's some stuff it won't be like as you wish for. There's some stuff which is like you don't even want it, but it made it. There are a lot of errors, there are a lot of mistake issues, bugs, etc. You need to fix those, right? So you should never tell Lovable to make some changes one by one. You should never tell Lovable because it will deplete your credits faster. So what you need to do is first you need to add features, add features, add features, and then analyze all the changes. I mean, all the errors or mistakes in that particular web app, and then you note down those. And then in one single prompt, you include all the small 5 to 10 small issues and send them in a single prompt like this. Please update the hero section with these 5 improvements. Change 1, change 2, change 3, change 4, and change 5. Or at least 5 to 10 changes you need to mention in one single prompt. Okay, because you don't have to mention one minute change in one single prompt. No, mention a lot of changes, at least 5 to 10 changes in one prompt, so that will perform better and it won't deplete your credits as much. It will be lesser. So pro tips is this: the safety rule. When asking for a change, tell Lovable change the button color, but do not touch the layout, font, or existing animation, because this prevents the AI from accidentally breaking elements you already like. Sometimes you tell something to do something, but it will do that. After that, it will do something else, which you won't like it. So to avoid that, you need to give this type of prompt, what to do and what not to do, so that Lovable will be able to perform better, will be able to generate better output like website or web app, whatever it is. And test between features. Add one feature, test it manually, fix issues, and then move to the next feature. You don't have to add like a lot of features and at the end you have to test it. No, that doesn't work that way. You add one feature, then test that feature. If it is working, well and good. Then go to the next feature and add that feature and then test it. That's how you need to work with Lovable. And the logic pivot, if you need to change the direction, that is like turning a habit tracker into RPG game, don't restart it. Use the chat to describe the pivot and let the AI update the existing database. You can ask the chat how to pivot and how to change the way, how to make the changes, how to describe, how to. You can also tell chat to write the prompt for Lovable itself. That is called as meta prompting. I'll get back to you after a while, like about meta prompting. I'll tell you what it is in detail. So that does it about the basics. That is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 1 also was about the vibe coding mindset and the basic. Phase 2 was the art of perfect prompt, that is the foundation prompt. And then phase 3 was efficient building. So now let's go to the phase 4 and let's start building. Let's get straight in. All right, this is the Lovable interface. What's on your mind, Shrey? So this is the prompt window where you'll be typing what you want to build. What it is that you want to build, you will be describing it in detail to Lovable. After that, there's template section over here. There are a lot of templates. You can just click on browse all and it will take to template section right there. There are a lot of templates right there. You can just click on any one of them and you could just click on use template. You can also sign up. You can read more over here. It will take to read more and then you have completely functional basically. And if you want to make something similar to this, or if you want to just tweak it a bit, make some necessary changes, then you could just click on use template, which is super useful feature. And then you also have discover, wherein you can see people actually building apps and deploying it in Lovable, because there are people that are insane, they're completely vibe coding it and without any coding knowledge. Attend flow, and then you have icon stack, opus AI, exam AI, attend flow, a lot of apps. You can just click on any one of these, you can have a look at that. You can click on visit right there. You can also share it. You can also add a heart. These are the interface created by, these are the images of the web app. Professors, students, total users. This is completely generated using Lovable only. Isn't that awesome? And if you want to visit it, it's like 43K views. That's
43,000. I mean, it's crazy. You can just click on visit, and then you can play around with it, take some inspiration. Yes, experiment with it. That was it about Discover. And then coming to Learn, this is the most amazing part. So Lovable has created a detailed documentation of all the features, integration, tips and tricks, prompt engineering, use cases, glossary, as well as chain log. So you have a lot. So what I like the most is tips and tricks right there. You go to tips and tricks because if you're a beginner, if you're a total beginner, like an AI beginner, if you're very new to vibe coding, if you're very new to tools like Lovable, Replit, anything, if you're a beginner, basically, it's going to be very helpful for you. Or if you're in an intermediate level, this is going to skyrocket, this is going to improve, enhance your output. So these are the best practices, like the prompting best practices. Use knowledge files, chat mode, visual edits, and version control effectively to build faster and avoid common pitfalls. Set your foundation, use the knowledge file. There's a lot of tips and tricks here. If you're very new, if you're a beginner, just go through all this because I highly recommend you guys to. And this prompt engineering, plan before you prompt, build by component, use real content, and apply design buzzwords to get consistent high quality results. A lot of prompts, there are a lot of examples given to you, there are a lot of debugging prompts given to you, and prompts and integration given to you. And then there's also use cases, how to build this, how to build that, build a Luma copycat with Supabase and Lovable, build an enhanced AI web app, a lot of stuff like that. So please go through all of this documentation. It's highly recommended. All right, coming back. Going to home, I'll just click on home. All right, ready to build. Yes, I'm ready to build. Are you guys? So this is the prompt window. So under prompt window, there are a lot of options. So firstly, we have this plus icon over here. You can either take a screenshot or manage connectors over here. What are connectors especially? You basically connect like third-party application, like you have Stripe, this which is inbuilt. Okay, Stripe is for payments. You can make payments. If you make an AI SaaS, if you make an AI SaaS in which there's like payments like for monthly, yearly subscription, you can integrate Stripe with it so that you can collect payments. Yes, that's possible and it's inbuilt. You don't have to manually set it up using API keys. No, it's totally inbuilt. And then you have Lovable AI, Lovable Cloud. I'll explain that to you guys in the latter part of the video. And then linear N8N, N8N is an automation king. Of course, you must know about this because it is super crazy. And I'll be making detailed tutorial on N8N as well. So stay tuned. Yes, you can all integrate all this third-party application using all these managed connectors. You can connect it using Lovable. All right, this was about the connectors. And then coming to attach, you can just click on attach and upload images and more, like images or anything like references, screenshots, etc. And if you have any specific theme in mind, like the color theme, you can just click on it. You can see default, glacier, harvest, lavender, brutalist. I'll have a lot of options right there. Or you can even create a new one if you like any specific color themes, or if you don't want any, if you're fine with anything, anything works. And then you have a chat mode. I'll explain that to you guys in a while. And then there is voice. All right. So as I told you guys that you need a foundational prompt for Lovable. So that will it will provide a basic foundation. Should not add a million things. Should not make a very detailed prompt in that in which you have like 100 different features or million things. No, because it will confuse Lovable. All right. So we need to set up the foundation first. We need to create a UI first in which all the features are mentioned. I mean, all the features, not all the features. The main features are mentioned. The core features are at least functioning a bit. All right. We can tweak it a bit later. So the foundation is very important because in an apartment, the foundation, the basement is the very, very, very foundational part. And if the basement is not strong enough, apartment won't stand at all. So that is it in today's world. That is vibe coding. So your foundation, that is the basement, should be really, really, really strong. So for that, we need a prompt, like a foundational prompt. The prompt architect with the prompt structure is given to you in that Google Docs. I'll provide all the Google Docs links below in the description below. And then for this video, what I was thinking is I'm gonna build this Detoxify AI. Build a health tech ingredient scanner web app named Detoxify AI. This is how you need to prompt it, guys. And then what is the core purpose of the web app? The core purpose is that it instantly helps user understand whether a product is safe by scanning ingredient labels and flagging harmful chemicals in simple and beginner friendly language. Because obviously we should not mention like complex chemical terms which I won't understand, or which any people would never, they would never understand, right? So it should be very beginner friendly language. And then key features, I highly recommend you guys to include only like 3 to 5 features max, not like 10, 20, 30 features, because it's going to confuse level. And if that's the case, then it's going to take a lot more time, as well as we got to do a lot more revisions. So stick on to 3 to 5 features maximum in the foundational prompt. After that, once the foundation is clear, you can add more features. And then obviously the design style, the color palette, the typography, the technical requirements should be fully responsive. Responsive in the sense I should be able to view it in any of the devices, like be it mobile phone, be it tablet, or be it laptops. And in the future of the web app, it should also have a database to store ingredient data and future user data, so that supervised integration plan, etc. Just mention it. You don't have to create that, but just mention that it will have a database in the future. And then architecture should be future ready for authentication. Obviously, in the foundational prompt, we are not mentioning about the authentication, scan history, etc. It's just informing the Lovable that this is gonna be there in the future, like authentication, scan history, as well as user accounts. And interaction, how smooth it should be, how it should interact, what are the advanced micro interaction it should have, so that the UI feel more enhanced and premium. And then coming to the branding, what is the name of the app, what is the logo, how the logo should be, only the text or minimal icon, how does that work? And then overall vibe, calm, trustworthy, consumer friendly, and non-alarmist. So what is the phase one? What is the task of the foundation prompt? The foundation prompt, that is the phase one, is very simple. Objective is to replicate the UI and layout logic from the reference design with very high fidelity. Apply the specified color palette and typography consistently. Design clean modular components suitable for later feature expansion. Ensure layout proportion, spacing, and motion quality match the reference style closely. Implement basic responsive breakpoints and scalable code architecture. So this is the foundational prompt. And you might be wondering, isn't this the detailed prompt? No, it's not a very detailed prompt, because there are only like 3 features mentioned, and all of them are going to help Lovable to build a better foundation. All right. And you must be wondering, I can't type all this. I mean, it's too lengthy. So for that, obviously, I mean, I didn't type this. I took help of ChatGPT. So thing is, I'll just show you this to you guys. This was the chat. So this was my idea, ingredient card, and then I told Lovable that this is my idea. I want this to be formatted well in a prompt, foundational prompt architect, the structure of that, and you have to mention this, you have to mention this, etc. You can just copy that in the Google Docs and paste it over here and tell Lovable to make this something similar to this. And before that, we need a name for the web app. So I was like, generate like top 10 ideas for my web app name. All right, then it came up with this top names: Ingredient Guard, Toxiscan, Clean Label AI, ChemCheck, etc. But I like this Detoxify AI, so I went ahead with that. And then I also asked to ask me questions, because for LLMs like ChatGPT, Gemini, as well as Claude, context is everything. The more context you provide, the better results it's gonna give you. All right. So that is the reason I asked, because I can't give everything. It will take me like an hour or so. So I asked ChatGPT, what are the questions, what are the answers you need? So ask me questions for that, because I can answer those, so get the context better. So these were the 10 questions which were asked by ChatGPT: target products, input method, output depth, risk categories needed. So I answered all of them. And then I told ChatGPT to ask one more question. So yes, these were other 8 questions. And then coming to the UI questions, and then yes, just can play around. And then I asked ChatGPT to give some visual inspiration for like website, like real website, so that I can take a screenshot of it and put it to Lovable, and I'll tell Lovable to reference those images to make something similar to that. But it did give me some inspiration. At the same time, I didn't like any of these. And then I went ahead with some resources. I'll tell that to you guys as well. And then yes, the good choice, etc. Then I liked this particular website that is called as coda.co. And then the final clarification, it asked me for final clarification. I answered all of these. And then foundational prompt. This is the prompt which I just copied it and pasted it over here. Now that ChatGPT has all the context, it gave you a better prompt and a better prompt, the best prompt basically you could say. And now you'll be wondering, Shreyas, where did you get this website inspiration from? This particular website inspiration from? For that, I'll tell you guys, I'll give you all the resources. So firstly, there's something called as Godly website. This is amazing. You can get a lot of inspiration like AI, Web3 for portfolios. I can just click on portfolios and it will give some inspiration for portfolio websites. It's kind of loading, it's spinning up. So these are some of the portfolio websites. And then startups, startups, this thing, super high threats. Let's click on this, take inspiration, visit that particular website, take a screenshot of it, and put it to Lovable, paste it on Lovable, saying that we did something exactly like this. Like basically take UI reference. And I mean, this is awesome, isn't it? Think better with Reflect. This is just awesome. Reflect, and then yeah, inspiration from. You can have portfolio, startup, e-commerce as well, and then mobile apps, desktop apps, design, and then you have development, then you have tech, then you have SaaS, art, fashion, finance, beauty, homeware, health, sports, food and drink, music, and all of them. This was Reflect. I could just click on visit and it would take me to Reflect. This was the website. If I like this website, I could just take a screenshot of it entirely and paste it on Lovable. Then the very next resource is that 21st.dev. This is just amazing. I have a lot of tools right there. You have, the 3D folder, infinite grid, integration, and cinematic glow toggle, Claude style chat input, and then you have a lot of inspiration like that. The elements like the buttons, beat buttons, like scroll animation, like 3D interactive elements. Just check this out. This is amazing. It's loading, yeah. Check this out. It's completely interactive 3D. See, it's completely interactive. So if you want to build something like this option called as copy prompt. I show that to you guys in the latter part of the video. And I'm just explaining what are the resources we have. It's completely interactive. And you have buttons, you have this display cards, features, feature section, then you have text shimmer, expandable chart, AI prompt box, then you have background path, interactive hover button, background gradient animation. You have a lot of resources. So this was the resource number 2. And then you have craftwork.design. The similar website, you get all these visual inspiration. And then you have this called as appspline.design. Tutorials, this thing like that. You can just click on view all and click on any one of these. All right. So this was about the resources part. I'll be adding even more resources. I'll be giving all the links in the description below. You can check it out. So these are only few resources. And yes, so which design to go with? Oh, yes, craftwork design. It's an app called Coda. I actually like the website, coda.co. I found this website in any one of the resource. This, I mean, I kind of like this, so I'll go ahead with this. All right. So let's get started. So firstly, what I'll do is I'll just copy the prompt and then I'll go to Lovable and I'll paste it over here. This is the prompt. All right. and I need to attach something. So for that, I'll go to coda.ai. I'll take a screenshot of it. Yes, I'll take a screenshot of this, and then I'll go to Lovable. I'll paste it. I'll take a screenshot of this as well. This is the same. Just a second. Mm. So these are the two screenshots which I have attached so that it can reference the UI and it can enhance it, make it better, make something similar to that. That because AI is a visual learner, visual, imitator. It can make a replica of things better. So let's see how good this can generate. The images are loading right now. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. All right. I'll just submit this particular prompt. It's doing. On the right hand side, a preview will pop up, and on the left hand side, you can see the prompt window where majority of the time you'll be working over here if you're a wipe coder. And then you have plus option right there. You can connect it to GitHub, the history of the chat, and then the knowledge base. The knowledge is very important. So firstly, I can just copy this foundational prompt. I can go to knowledge and enter your instructions over here. I can just paste this instruction as it is, and I can just click on save. So I'll tell you why to set it up, why to set the knowledge base. Thing is, when we try to add more and more features, feature one and feature two would collide sometimes. Let's say I want to create something with like I want to create a website with orange theme, and I also say that I want to create something with pink theme. Now it's colliding. Now AI doesn't know; it confuses Lovable. Now AI doesn't know what to do and what not to do. That is the reason we need to set up a knowledge base. That is a custom knowledge in which this will store the knowledge. This information will store throughout the entire building process inside Lovable. It's inside Lovable's context window. That is the reason we need to start this thing, start building, and then that's knowledge. And then you have project settings, then you have connectors. I told you about the connectors. We can connect NA10, Stripe, other stuff. And then you have take a screenshot. You can attach a screenshot or attach any file that Lovable can take reference to that and make something similar to that. This was about the chat. And then you also have a chat option right there. Now let's say this is in default mode. Like it is writing the code for us. Actually, it's writing the code, bunch of code for us. Okay, because since we put a prompt, it's now writing a bunch of codes for us. Okay. Now I don't want it to write any code. I don't want it to generate any code. I don't want to modify files, anything. I just want to ask a question. And for that reason, I can click on, I can toggle this on like chat mode. Now, whatever I ask, it won't do anything. It will just respond to me like a chat GPT. All right. It can generate prompts, it can generate suggestions, it can review all the code files and review suggestion, and can give you like a top 10 improvement stuff which you could do in order to enhance this particular functionality of a website. You can do stuff with that. This won't modify your code at all. This is just like a chat GPT inside Lovable. Okay. When I toggle this off, this will act as an AI agent, which can modify, which can read all the code bases, which can modify it, which can modify any files, which can modify the code, which can modify the syntax. It can modify anything. All right. So chat feature is like safety option. All right. If you want to build something, if you have no idea about it, you can just rant and ramble off your thoughts, and chat will structure it for you. And then you can implement that idea. I'll show that to you guys in the latter part of the video. Now the task are setup design system. It is already done. Now build core components. It's doing it right now. And the next task is to implement index page. It's showing editing. It's editing this file, it's editing this file, edited. Now it's editing analysis results.tsx. It's now getting ready. Let's wait for a couple of minutes and I'll get back to you guys. That's it. Detoxify AI, how it works, features, know what's in your products. Scan your first label, learn how it works. Mostly scan your label and drop it, how it works, everything you need. Instant analysis, plain English, allergen alerts, global database, privacy first, smart suggestion. This is great. I mean, it's pretty much like code inspiration, I guess. What was it? I guess I removed that. Alright, it's pretty much simple. At the same time, I don't like this particular font. Maybe I want to change the font. That is change number one. And I don't like this particular icon right there. I can change it later on. Now I should mainly focus on the functionality of it. All right. So let's test this out. So I tried uploading an image of Heads and Shoulders instructions, like the ingredients, and then it shows an error because the app encountered an error because the functionality is not built yet. The backend is not built yet. So we'll try to build that. All right, I'll give one more prompt for Lovable. It says refine the Detoxify AI UI to achieve a higher and premium calm wellness experience. Not redesign the app or change its core layout. See, whenever you're talking to Lovable, whenever instructing it, when you're describing the idea, you also need to tell what you don't need, what it shouldn't do, what it should do and what it shouldn't do, because sometimes it will do stuff which you don't want it to happen. Let's say I want to change this particular stuff, and if I say that I don't want this particular stuff, it might even change this particular font or something like that. It will do stuff on its own. So we need to make sure that other than this particular changing this stuff, it should not do anything else. We also need to specify that it should be ultra specific. And then I've also given a prompt to change the font. I don't want the serif font, I want the sans serif font. And then the weights, then also given the color and surface refinement, interaction and motion, all of that. And this was generated using ChatGPT. I just copied it and pasted it. And let's see what this comes up with. After this particular prompt, or after this preview, we'll just go with the backend with the Lovable AI, as well as adding all the authentication, as well as having adding the database schemas and templates and all of that. Let's wait for a couple of minutes. All right, and there we go. This it know what's in your products. It's completely sans serif now. There's no serif font right now. Actually, I don't want this at all. I'll just tell this as well. And then pretty much that's it, I guess. Though it has added some gradients, sort of gradients. I can kind of sense the difference. And yes, let's go ahead with the next set of prompt. Let's writing it. Or I just copy it. I just copy this and paste it over here. All right, build phase 2 of Detoxify AI as a fully functional AI SaaS. User authentication, real OCR-based ingredient extraction from uploaded images or camera input. And feature 3 is AI-powered ingredient analysis using real data and reasoning, not mock or dummy data. Backend infrastructure use Supabase for authentication. I've given a detailed prompt using ChatGPT, of course. And let's see if this can generate. I click on enter. You have the task which is going to do, that is auth system, update edge function, scan history, as well as update components. I'm also allowed to modify the database. You can always click on allow. You have like 3 set of options right there. Always allow, ask each time, and never allow. I prefer always allow. Here we go. And let's test this out. Drag and drop your ingredient label here. I'll just choose a file of Heads and Shoulders ingredients. I click on check safety. It's analyzing the ingredients. This may take a moment. Let's see if it's actually working or not. And yes, okay, use with caution. 72 rating. The shampoo contains several ingredients that are generally considered safe, including the active anti-dandruff components in urethane. I mean, it's too complicated, but yeah, 15 safe, 12 caution to avoid. All right, these are the ingredients which we need to avoid. These are in caution, and these are generally safe. But I don't want this. I want it to be completely different. Like I don't want this safe, uncommon is safe, or like avoid caution. I don't want that. I basically want a rating for that particular product, whether we should use it or not. I wanted something like similar to that. Okay, let's check this we can share. I mean, we are unable to share it. No sharing, no saving it, not working. And then click on scan another product. All right. And then what about get started? Get started is not working. Learn how it works when this is not working. This is totally unnecessary. I'm not sure why this is there. Okay. And yeah, now it's time to make changes. Now I've created a prompt for making all these changes. And making changes, it should be like 5 to 10 changes. We have to make it in one particular go. Like if you have to do that in one particular go. Let's see. I'll just do that now. Get get started button is not at all working. Firstly, to use this app, I need to sign up first. I should need to create an account. Only then I should be able to use it. And then learn how it works button is not even working. And know what's plus in your products. I don't like the afterwards in the tagline. There's something. So there's some icon with the plus symbol and around borders. I don't want that. It's completely unnecessary. And in the hero page itself, there's something called as your product is mostly safe. One ingredient flagged for review. Tap to see the detailed breakdown. That's totally unnecessary. That's dummy data. That's not how it should work. And get started is not at all working. I want this to have multiple pages. Like I want it to have multiple features, not just one. The core feature is just basically scanning your label, scanning the ingredient, and telling me all this thing. And once I enter the component, it is like it is showing the breakdown of each and every single ingredient. Is this safe? Is this safe? Is this caution, or is it safe, or is this unsafe? Is this in avoid, etc.? I don't want that. If I enter a product, it should basically state me whether it's safe to use or unsafe to use, and something like that. It should be like a circle in which green is safe, orange is to avoid, and red is completely avoid. Something like that. I want something like that. I want you to improve the functionality of it. Okay, so red is basically unsafe totally. You need to avoid it completely. Okay, and there should also be an option to state my allergens, like what I'm allergic to. Okay, sometimes I'm allergic to sulfate or whatever it is. There are some various health stuff, right? Simplify it, and it should not mention. And in the introduction part, it should not mention in detail sodium sulfate, this sulfate, that sulfate. I don't want any chemical terms at all. I want it if whether it's safe, why it is not safe, what it may lead to. I want it to be in simple, very simple words. The functionality, I want you to improve it. I want you to enhance it properly. I want it to have multiple pages. I want you to add multiple features. History should be there. Auth should be there. First, I need to sign up, and only then I need to use. And once I do it, I need to save my history. I mean, history should be saved, and I should be able to save it as well as share it. I need to do something like that. Add a lot of features. I mean, come up with the best possible prompt. All right, I've described my changes now. Now ChatGPT is generating the prompt right now for me. So I'll just copy this and paste it on Lovable, and we are good to go. I have no idea what happened. The homepage background is completely white for no reason. I should have mentioned that not to change, but yeah, unfortunately I didn't. So that's what happens if you don't mention what not to do. You need to learn this. And other than that, yes, multi-page structure. I can go to any page, dashboard. Okay, let's see if this gets started while our option is working or not. All right. I'll enter my name, my email. Oh, yes. For the sake, I'll just put the same password as my email. Yeah, I'll sign in. Invalid email. Okay, because I didn't sign up since I don't have an account. Okay, now I'll enter my name. My email is already there. My password is already there. I'll just create an account. I have no idea what happened to this. My account is there. It's visible. You can see dashboard, scan history. Okay, there's no zero scans, which is working. Unfortunately, I mean, fortunately. Okay, this is the dashboard. Okay, here it is. Subscription to. All right. I've generated again a prompt. We'll see. Now for this, we'll be using chat. I'll tell you why this is. All right. So chat mode basically won't modify your code. It will just suggest what you can do. You can ask a question. It will basically like it's basically like a chat GPT inside your Lovable. All right. You would avoid this product. Okay, yeah. I just got the result anyway. You should avoid this product. The shampoo contains several ingredients that raise significant. All right. Okay. Details. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not really great. It's kind of complicated to understand. Let's work on this. Is share working? Okay, maybe link is copied. All right. Anyway, so this won't modify your output. This won't modify your code anything. It just suggests what you could do. All right. So for this particular prompt, I said that review the entire Detoxify AI code base, UI, and architecture as a serious AI SaaS product, not a demo. Objective is simple: identify and propose the top 10 highest impact changes required to make this app a $10,000 a month production ready AI SaaS. This is how you need to give build up. All right, so this is the thing which, so basically I'm asking this top 10 highest impact changes, like additional features or, tweaking a bit, something like that. What to analyze is mandatory: homepage, UI, typography, spacing, and visual hierarchy, overall UX flow, first visit, sign up, usage, return user, etc. And then backend database structure, AI reliability, OCR accuracy, what to deliver. List exactly 10 major changes ranked by impact. For each change, clearly specify what is wrong right now, what must be changed or added, why this change materially improves product value or revenue potential. Be specific and implementation oriented, not generic advice. All right, I'll just go ahead with this then. It's gonna think now. It's gonna review all the code base and then it's gonna come up with the answer. So here's the result from the chat mode of Lovable. So I could just implement this plan. At the same time, there are some features which I don't like and it's already there. So what I'll do is I'll manually add this prompt. Like, let's say this thing. Let's copy this. I'll paste this. I'll toggle this off. And now it'll make changes for me. And that way, I'll do it for every single one of them. I'll be back with the result.